What's up, folks? This is SammunTV, and today I was just doinking around when this idea hit me, so I guess y'all are just gonna have to suffer through it. I've been playing Disney Mirrorverse, and I'm gonna open with saying that this isn't an advert for the game. I always consider it the morally correct decision to not give Disney money. It's just that the game's concept collided directly with my cringe-filled smooth brain and has refused to leave my mind palace. Well, it's more like a mind cardboard box, but you get me. So in this game, you control alternate universe versions of famous Disney Pixar characters who all coexist in a shared world in which all the major Disney settings are mashed together Battle World style. It's some Kingdom Hearts fanfic stuff, but I enjoy the premise, and while the game launched with a reasonable 45 Guardians to collect, there are some notable gaps, characters who you'd expect to be present that simply aren't, like the Beast, Dr. Facilier, or Flynn Rider. But rather than speculate on that, I wanted to talk about some less obvious characters I'd enjoy seeing. Is this a top 10 list? No. Is this a top 15 list? Also no. Is it meant to be taken seriously? My lawyer advises me to say no. Before I get started, no Star Wars or Marvel. I originally had a whole joking diatribe about how this list is for interesting people and not Marvel fans, but it felt mean-spirited and admittedly I guilt myself out of jokes all of the time. Without further ado, because I can't think of a segue, here's my picks for whom should get into Disney Mirrorverse in future updates. Kermit the Frog holding two samurai swords smoking a blunt. I understand Disney will fight me on this, and I'm prepared to negotiate the swords down to like butter knives or something. Cool noodles. The blunt stays. Kermit the Frog, to me, could be the most powerful melee unit in the game. Do I have any reason to believe this? No, but that's just how faith works, you know? Now, if you want to bring them up its canon into things, like some sort of spineless nerd who can't rely on their heart to tell them Kermit would be OP, one might suggest that Kermit's strength comes from an internal struggle he faces every day, something he carries with him in his every waking moment. He's green, and as he's professed himself, this is not an easy thing to be. Think of it like weighted clothing. Because Kermit has lived his whole life being green, imagine how powerful he would be once that weight was taken off. And that, my friends, is why I propose that Mirrorverse Kermit be pink. And named Sprig Planter. There is no Kermit, I want Sprig Planter from Amphibia. Herbie. I don't mean Jim Douglas, driver of Herbie in the 1968 comedy The Love Bug. I don't mean Lindsay Lohan, who drove Herbie in 2005's Herbie Fully Loaded. I mean the damn car. I don't care how. I've been asking for Herbie in one of these Disney mobile games since Sorcerer's Arena. Ratigan from The Great Mouse Detective. As I understand it, the reason he's not in the roster is because scientists have discovered any character voiced by Vincent Price to be powerful beyond mortal measure, which is also why Egghead shows up in so little Batman material. Simply put, Egghead should be fighting Superman, but writers are too afraid to even touch him because if you write a Price character poorly, you die. You just die, I can't explain it. But I don't care how many writers we need to sacrifice, I want Ratigan. Darkwing Duck. I can't think of anything funny. I just like Darkwing Duck. Put his boyfriend in too. Joseph Turok. Did you know the 2008 Turok game was released by Touchstone Entertainment and thus a Disney property? Am I really suggesting Disney reacquire the rights to Turok specifically so we can put him in a mobile game where he can shoot Mickey Mouse with tech arrows? Yes. Jake Long. Waifu bait. Look, we gotta shake down the nerds for all the loose change they got. I'm talking Captain Amelia, I'm talking Elastigirl, I'm talking Peg, Gadget, Hack Wrench, Kanga, Madam Mim, Casamata, Sally Carrera, Gypsy, the mouse from the bar scene, and the Great Mouse Detective that made me uncomfortable as a kid, Esmeralda, Lord Dominator, Sergeant Calhoun, Eda Clawthorne, Maid Marian. I'm talking Mr. Arrow, Monterey Jack, Clue, Robin Hood, Tarzan, Mike Chilton, Tadashi Hamada, Lee Shang, Bruce Darius, Mr. Boonchoy, Wasabi, Milo Thatch. I feel like I'm forgetting some easy ones. Point is, let's not be narrow-minded. Simps come in many forms. Luce Noseda from the Owl House, and yet again, there is no joke. Maybe have her dressed like the Good Witch Azura? I just like Luce. Okay. Now hear me out. A giant mech suit, powered by the frozen head of Walt Disney. Miss Bianca, Shank, Miss Darling, Holly Shipwell, Princess Ada, Cassandra, Queen Narissa, Chicken Little's dead mom we only saw in a portrait, but I remember that movie, so I'm dragging you down with me. Franny Robinson, Celia, Ursula's crazy sister, Magica Dispel, Demona. Disney actually owns Blue Sky now, so Aunt Fanny